Talk about a family feud. Donald Trump's niece, Mary Trump, has written a tell-all book about her famous uncle called Too Much and Never Enough: How My Family Created the World's Most Dangerous Man. Released July 14, 2020, just 6 weeks before the Republican National Convention, the book discusses Donald's treatment of Mary's father and his brother, Fred Trump Jr., along with an allegation that Donald paid to have someone take his SATs, plus details about Donald's alleged history of financial fraud. This isn't the first time that Mary has spilled family secrets. She was also the primary source in tipping off the New York Times about her uncle's alleged fraudulent tax schemes. The 2018 investigation, which ultimately wound up winning a Pulitzer Prize, was made possible because Mary brought confidential family documents to the outlet. So where does Mary Trump fit into the family? If you need a review of the Trump family tree, we've got you covered. Donald Trump is one of 5 kids, with 3 older siblings, Mary Ann, Fred Jr., and Elizabeth, followed by a younger brother, Robert. Donald Trump's father, Fred Trump Sr., was born in New York in 1905 and made his fortune in real estate after World War II. He married a Scottish immigrant, Mary McLeod, in 1936, and oldest daughter, Mary Ann, was born the next year. Mary Trump is the daughter of Fred Jr., who died of alcoholism in 1981 when he was 42 years old.
In an important way, a mentor, because he used to really hit me hard when I was so much younger. Don't drink and don't smoke.
Donald spoke of Fred's untimely death in an interview with the Washington Post in 2019 and mentioned the immense pressure he and their father put on Fred Jr. to participate in the family business. Unlike the rest of his business-minded family, Fred Jr. wanted to work as a pilot, but Donald and Fred Sr. didn't approve of this, with the family patriarch reportedly comparing being a pilot to being just, quote, a chauffeur in the sky. Donald said of Fred Jr., running the family business was just not his thing. I think the mistake that we made was we assumed that everybody would like it. That would be the biggest mistake. There was sort of a double pressure put on him by me and our dad. Fred Trump Jr. had a son, Fred III, and his daughter, Mary. When Fred Trump Sr. died, a nasty court case broke out between Mary and Fred III against their aunts and uncles, with Donald Trump at the center. By the time of Fred Sr.'s death in 1999, Fred Jr. had already long since passed. In his will, Fred Sr. left the bulk of his fortune to be divided among his 4 living children, Donald, Robert, Mary Ann, and Elizabeth. Meanwhile, each Trump grandchild would receive $200,000. Although the will granted them both a share as grandchildren, Fred III and Mary were effectively shortchanged since their late father Fred Jr. and the larger share he would have received weren't included in the will. Donald Trump also claimed that Fred Sr. intentionally left the 2 grandchildren out of the will because he disliked Fred Jr.'s wife, Linda, according to the New York Daily News. To make matters worse, the remaining Trump children also terminated medical coverage for Fred III and Mary. This seemed especially cruel since Fred III's son, William, was born with a rare neurological disorder that required constant medical attention. In an interview in 2000, Mary summed up her feelings on the whole will debacle to the Daily News, saying, "My aunt and uncle should be ashamed of themselves. I'm sure they are not." Mary has long made her stance on Uncle Donald Trump's presidency clear. When Trump became president, Mary responded to a tweet wondering how it could happen, answering with, "Because most Americans are hateful, selfish people who care about nothing outside of their own narrow interests." Devastating. Mary Trump has a PhD in clinical psychology, according to the Daily Beast, and is the CEO of the Trump Coaching Group, a life coaching business aimed at all-around wellness. A session at the Trump Coaching Group reportedly ranges from $200 to $500 per hour. Check out one of our newest videos right here. Plus, even more Nicki Swift videos about your favorite stuff are coming soon. Subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the bell so you don't miss a single one.